Well, Upepo came to us from a wildlife safari in Oregon last summer. He was brought in at the recommendation of the SSP to be a new breeding male for a pair we were hoping to establish here. And then in November, we brought in Amara, the female, from Riverbank Zoo in South Carolina. She's 3 years old, and so we have been working to get them together for the last few months. It's been a bit of a challenge. She's been so young. He has never been with females, so this is a whole new brand experience for them. So this has been happening behind the scenes for the last couple, 3 months. Yeah, the challenges of putting two animals, especially lions, together is always the risk of injury, serious injury even. They are large carnivores. These guys coming and never having been paired with another unrelated lion, that's a whole challenge in itself. So when they're encountering a new lion, they are not sure whether this lion is friend or foe, if they mean harm or not. And so it's a really long process, and sometimes each lion has its own personality, their own little traits, and it can make it a shorter introduction or a longer introduction. With these guys, it's been a little bit longer. It's been a bit of a challenge, but you start from the basics of just allowing them to see each other in a situation we call howdy, which is what it sounds like. It's howdy, neighbor, how are you? It can go on from a few days to weeks even as you watch for them to get comfortable with being next to each other. We will feed them side by side. We will let them smell each other. And what you look for is when they're comfortable enough to stay near each other, lay at the mesh, look at each other, then you can move on to the next step, which is opening the door. And that in itself is a challenge because there's always that hidden bit of protection in that small screen that they cannot get to you. When the door opens, that is gone, and now they're on their own. Again, lions being individuals, they each have their personality. It either goes well or it doesn't. We've had from time to time to actually take some steps back and go back to howdy, go back a few steps and work our way slowly. So this is actually one of the slowest introductions I've done in my time here. We have gotten them on exhibit for the first time. Last night, they stayed together in the dens and the back lot overnight, which was also a first. So none of my staff nor I slept very well last night, but they were fine this morning. The last 3 days, they have made leaps and bounds of progress. Hopefully by the end of the day, we will see them land in close proximity to each other. That will be when I kind of breathe a little more of a sigh of relief. But our plan is, if everything goes well, they are together now. They will stay together and become our pair, a new pair. Our next step is hopefully the arrival of lion cubs in the hopefully not so distant future.